Okay. So I haven't made a video in like a few weeks or so, but there is something that's been like bothering me. I just need to talk about that happened in my class. Um, Tuesday. I was gonna make a video Tuesday, but I was so pissed off, and I had other friends that were in crisis, and I had to help out and everything. But it was fucking horrible. Okay, so it's like the last day for this class, or whatever, because the semester is like almost over. I just got finals now. Um, So we were watching movies and like eating snacks and shit like that. So that was all good and well and whatnot. But after a while, the class started to get into like a discussion about like politics and all kinds of shit. I was walking in and out of the classroom because my friend was really in. He needed my help, and so then I was on the phone with him back and forth getting out the classroom. So I come back in the classroom this time, and they're talking about homosexuality. And let me just say, this is a predominant black class who's predominantly. This is what I'm finna get at. There is a difference between being homophobic and just hating and torturizing homosexuals. There's a big difference. People in this classroom, there were like a few that were like homophobic, but the rest are just they just fucking hate gay people, and it's just that's not cool with me. But so where do I start? Okay, so they was talking about it because whatchamacallit, basketball player, I don't really know his name. It's sad, James Justin Collins or some shit. I'm probably wrong right now, don't quote me. But like, so he came out the closet and everything. I guess that's what they started to talk about that. But then it just got to the point where they was just straight up talking about homosexuality. And this one person, oh, like she was like, she just can't picture two dudes having sex or girls having sex or whatever. But it's like, my thing is, I mean that these are their opinions or whatever. So I can't get mad at them for having their own opinions, even though some of the shit that I heard was very ignorant. And I'm gonna get into that. But let's see, this was a good point that someone brought up out of the people that was in there. It was like a few people that had some different ideas. None by which was just defending the gay people at all, I must say, really. Um, so this girl was just like, but in society, it's easier for people to accept two females being together rather than two men, and that is true, sadly, but it's true. And it's like, that was a good point. And also, like, people, like, dudes like to see two girls make out and all this other shit, but, dudes are so fucking. My thing is, just because you're gay, I'm gay, just because, if you didn't know already, just because I'm gay doesn't mean that I'm automatically attracted to every fucking single dude that I see. Like, get the fuck out of here. My thing is, in that class, because I'm in Memphis still, and it's not no regular college where it's like on campus and it's diverse and shit. It's not. It's in a ghetto place, kind of, sort of. But um, you don't got that many open-minded people in there. So in the first place, when I started school there, I wasn't gonna flat out tell anyone that I was gay or anything. I was just gonna go into class, get my classes done or whatever, and just get out. But and that's what I'm still sticking to. And the thing that pissed me off, that sent me over the edge, was this old lady. I'm trying not to call her a bitch because I did that before when I was talking to other people. This old lady was talking about how, God doesn't make any mistakes, and two women are not supposed to have sex with other women because a penis is supposed to go in there and they're supposed to do what they do. And I'm quoting, kind of, sort of. I'm not finna say it the way she said it. Not only, she didn't say it, she was screaming it out loud. I'm like, first of all, bitch, you're an old ass lady. You need to calm that shit down before you fucking break a vocal cord or some shit. Like, calm the fuck down. Everyone is near you. You don't gotta scream and shout like someone is across the room or whatever. Like, she's just like, my God doesn't make any mistakes. And two men are like, oh, this shit is ignorant. Okay, so if you're a homosexual, you have had to been raped or molested as a little child in order to be that. according to them. That's what the majority of them agreed on. And it was so hard for me not to say anything in there, but it was literally like me. It would have been me against the whole fucking class, damn near. I'm not trying to go through it. I'm already dealing with enough stress. They like to harass and torturize people that are gay men, not females. They don't really do all that shit. They like to talk shit about all that kind of stuff or whatever. And my thing is, I'm like, I'm just not going to say anything because these people are just too ignorant. And even if I were to bring up valid points, because I'm right about something, it's just not going to be right to them. They're not going to admit that I was right about something, if that makes sense. So she was just like, it's disgusting and all this other shit. I'm like, okay, bitch, I get it. Like, shit, you don't like it or whatever. But she was just like, I talk to my kids about this all the time or whatever. I'm like, you probably don't talk to them. You just fucking tell them, like, oh, this shit is wrong. You just tell them that shit as they're growing up or whatever. Like, oh, homosexuality is disgusting and you're going to hell and all this stuff if you are. And I'm just like, kind of like, whatever. Like, I was put here for a reason. If we were, this goes back to religion, unfortunately, because I'm kind of sick of talking about that shit. But it's just like these people live their lives according to a Bible, which honestly I'm not gonna say is the worst book in the world or whatever. But it's just like that's. It's like I don't. It's not like I don't believe anything that's in the Bible, because there's some things that I do believe in. Well, that events that took place, I'll say that. I feel like some of the most of the events took place, and like Moses and like Benjamin and Joseph, and it's a lot of stuff that I kind of know. It's sad that my dad's a preacher, but I don't know most of this stuff anymore. But I digress. It's just like I don't like the Bible. To me, I feel like it was man-made or whatever, because people put stuff in there. Like, how should I be a good Christian slave? I should have brought that point up. My thing was, I was so angry to the point, if I were to have start defending myself, I would have been speaking rationally. I would have just been cussing and shit. Like, I haven't got that angry in a very long time. And I had to keep walking out the classroom because I could not believe how ignorant these people were sounding and saying shit about. And it's sad, man. This is my last semester there anyway, so I don't really have to deal with that. But it's just like I got one more week in there to take finals, go in there, swoop in, swoop out. Like, that's all that was. And that old lady, man, like, first of all, she's a lady, female. I can't do nothing. I can't hit her or anything. And she's old as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, she has her opinion with it. My thing was, you're entitled to have your own opinion, even if it is ignorant or whatever. It's your opinion. They're like assholes. Everyone has one. But when you get to the point where you screaming and shouting and try to shove it down other people's throats and shit, it's just like what like, why are you doing all this shit? Like, just stop it. You could talk normal or whatever. Just stop screaming and yelling like that. I'm like, it's old bitches like you. It's old women and people like you in this fucking religion that make me be ashamed to call myself a Christian. Because I don't believe in religion like that. Like, I really don't. I believe in God and I believe in Jesus. But it's like I don't believe in it. I don't believe in a religion and all that stuff. I just don't. I can't live my life according to no book. Because homosexuality, dumb broads that didn't know in that class, it's not something that you inherit. Like one day you wake up and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna be gay or I'm gonna be lesbian or I'm transgender. I'm gonna get into that in a minute because they was talking about everything. Okay, so it's like I just lost my fucking train of thought. Like, oh, this is hard. I lost my train of thought. It might come back to me, but I want to talk about the whole transgender thing. There was just like, that's disgusting, and people should get arrested for that and all this other stuff. I'm like, bitch, if someone's born in the wrong body, they're born in the wrong body, and it goes back to them saying God makes no mistakes. I'm like, yeah, God don't make any mistakes. He put us through obstacles to get through things or whatever. And it's bitches like you that believe in everything in the goddamn Bible because it's put in there. You believe that it's true. These are human nature things. You can't change the fact that you're a homosexual. You can't change the fact that you're bi. You can't like it's stuff that you're just born with. I've been gay since I could fucking remember, since the fucking beginning of time. Like, what the fuck? And it's just, I mean, and I had a coworker who was transgender at my other job or whatever, and we were really cool and everything. And like my thing, I'm like, y'all sound so ignorant and stupid, and it's just like, I'm like, I'm so glad that I kept it together until like the end of the semester and everything. But it's like I couldn't be around them people anymore. I had to leave the class, and I told myself to go back in there because I tried to just make it look like I didn't get angry or anything like that. But I was so fucking pissed. And I had another class to go to, and I still didn't go to it because I was so angry. And that class that I usually go to after this one, it requires me to be really patient because it's full of dumb ass people in there. Not everyone in there is dumb, but it's like, I can't explain it. It's a deficiency class that I had to take because I slightly failed the whatchamacallit, compass test or whatever, some bullshit. And so then since I did that, I got put in the lowest class to take or whatever, and it's just full of dumb people that don't want to learn. And it's like I don't have that kind of patience. It's like if I have a good day, I can deal with it, but it's like I would have went off on someone on the smallest thing. So just, it's not cool to think that like like you have to be raped or molested in order to be a homosexual. Is That's not the case. And it's like there was barely anyone in there that was had a different opinion or whatever, and I kind of felt bad for not saying anything, but it's just like I don't want to get harassed and shit. Like I'm done with that shit. I really am. If Southwest, it's not like a college. It's like high school, except the difference for me between high school and college, this one was instead of taking the school bus, I'm taking a city bus to get there and shit. And it's more predominantly black. The high school I went to was like mixed, like racially and different kinds of peoples and different backgrounds and shit. That's not the case here. But it's just like my main point is the people in that classroom were not homophobic. They just hate homosexuals. And it's disgusting and it's not of God and it's repulsive. And like I'm like, okay, dude, I don't talk about how I don't like seeing. I'm not gonna say that because I like watching porn, but like I don't care to know if a woman and a man are having sex like that. But you're not gonna see me be like, oh, that's disgusting, or I don't want to see it. Like no, like keep that shit on a minimum. Like, do you really have to act that defensive and shit to prove a point or whatever? I don't get that. Just, I don't know. I really need to make that video, and I'm glad I'm a lot calmer because I was so fucking angry. Oh my god. And yeah, I'm going to the gay club tonight anyway to see Nancy from the Bad Girls Club and shit. Even though it's raining, I might still go. I don't know if I'm gonna go or not, but that's beside the point. Point basically, like I said before, the difference between homophobia and hating gay people is when you're homophobic, you're scared of that shit because you feel like it's a disease or something like that, and you just don't know, you know. But hating homosexuals, you just simply just hate them. You just always like, I don't know, you want to hurt them and shit and try to kill and bully them and stuff. That's why the suicidal rate for gay teenagers is higher than anything else because they got to go through that shit. Who the fuck in their right mind would choose to be like like a homosexual or whatever and have to endure all this shit, have to endure people harassing, torturing, physically and emotionally, mentally abusing you on a daily basis? Who wants to go through that? I know I didn't want to go through that. But like I said, God puts us here for a reason and shit. You know, no one is not here for a reason, you know? And so that's my theory or whatever. I'm like, there's a reason why I'm here, and God loves me. God loves gay people. God loves transgender people. God loves bisexual people. God loves everyone. Like, seriously, calm it down. Because at the end of the day, no one really gives a shit if what you believe, what your ignorance is so completely ignorant to think that homosexuals choose to be like that. It's just ignorant. And I don't know. Just I'm glad that school is almost over with and whatever. I just got exams or whatever, and it's just I don't like the fact that they like to use the word faggot and shit all this time. Like, oh, that faggot this or this faggot that. It was this one gay dude in there that got caught sucking a dick in the auditorium and shit. He was trying to defend, like, make it look like, you know, try to be on the other people's side and shit. But it's like, no, bitch, you got caught sucking another dude's dick. So why the fuck, like, it's some dumbass ignorant people in that classroom. And I'm not saying that for everyone, but almost everyone in that conversation that partaken in it was ignorant. Almost everyone of some sort. And that's all I got to say for now. I'm probably missing something, but oh well. It'll probably come up in another video. I just don't want to have another experience like this, but that's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen sooner or later. But it's a long ass video. But yeah, alright, I'm about to go now. I gotta finish getting ready and shit.